Okay, people are just coming in still, so we're just going to give another minute to allow them all to get in and get comfy.
You'll have to edit the video for all this pre-show. Maybe put in your new video as a start.
Hey, good idea. I'll run that.
That's an amazing new song. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Bless you, Errol. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's powerful. It's going to be a big hit.
Well, it's really starting to take off, and I'm very, very grateful that it's resonating with so many people. And we wrote the song, I think, just before the so-called COVID, whatever came along. And we were just feeling, that was kind of needed. And wow, is it ever needed? So let's see. Any more people I'm bringing in? Nope, I think we're just about there. Just gonna mute some people so we keep it quiet. All right, everyone, we're just going to get things rolling. My name is Errol Star Francis, sometimes known as Star Turtle. And we're here today to really take a look at the L.O.V.E pod. I'm just going to get a bunch of stuff off my screen here. And to help present all of this, and this is the Q&A, so we're going to open it up for questions. And to help me put all this across to everybody, Stephen Fantil's on the line, and you can see him right there. Wave, Stephen. There he is.
Hi. Hello.
And some of you do know him. You've seen him on either the AIN call or the ASMN Zoom calls. And so I'm thinking most of the people that are here today are either coming from ASMN group or an AIN group, and which is great because what we're doing with these pods, as well as getting them out into all the tribes' hands, all the members' hands, is using it a little bit as a fundraiser, which is very much needed to move things forward in our tribes. More people coming on. So can everybody hear me all right?
Yeah.
Good?
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
Perfect. Perfect. So you've all seen the website. You've all looked at it. You've looked at some of the FAQs on there. And what I'd like to do is again, introduce Stephen. And I did a presentation today I thought was fantastic. And so I'm going to turn the reins over to him as I've been kind of under the hood in tech land all day, and my brain feels like it's coming out my ears.
Okay. Thank you.
There you go. Stephen, go take it over. And if you need me to show share screen, I'll make you admin on there. No problem.
Okay. Well, we wanted to do this call because the websites, thanks to Errol, are basically ready. We're just doing a few more tests. Within the next few days, these will actually be ready. It's special initially coming out, particularly for the tribal members, but we wanted to get everything clear. We had a hiccup with the precursor to this, which were the phones, that we didn't have them. The manufacturer it keeps wanting to upgrade them. I don't even want to get into the phones. The phones are coming out to the people. I don't have control over that. That is the manufacturer. And you have to make like 10,000 of them. Well, it's not too hard to make 10,000 of these little devices. This is the pod. You'll see the light is on. I'm actually connected by my phone on the previous presentation. It's a little hard with this computer, but it's connected. But we wanted everybody to be totally clear, especially the early adopters, because you're building this network, actually. So this pod will connect you in places that you just don't get connectivity. It will connect in 3 ways, and I'll go over those 3 ways because that's what's important. The first is that it will connect to pretty much any 4G carrier network. So if you have a dead zone because your carrier is AT&T, Verizon, I don't know the Canadian carriers, so I'm just going to use, the ones here, and you've probably heard of them. And you have dead zones, this will stop that from happening. You will just bounce to the strongest carrier. It's actually kind of fun too, because it's also part of the super encryption that this has. Now there's a little hiccup we're going to have for about 3 weeks with that super encryption. It's not the end of the world. I'll tell you what that is shortly. So for example, my neighbor is an Uber driver, and in Denver, certain areas have AT&T, and Verizon doesn't have towers there because they don't have the people there that make it economically feasible. AT&T already had it. There's just dead zones all over the place because certain carriers have pretty much a monopoly in certain areas. So as an Uber driver, he called me and said, "Oh my God, thank you. You are saving my life here with this thing. Because when I drive through these neighborhoods and I lose connection, then I don't have the GPS anymore to tell me where to go." And now that problem is completely solved. Even up in the mountains, because we're right at the base of the Rockies, where there are places that there's no carrier whatsoever, he is still able to get a signal. Most of the time. Okay, so I want to be clear, we do not have 100% connectivity yet. So the 4G, it's going to just go to the strongest signal. This is really important because it's how we can offer you this connectivity at such a low price. And I have to say, it's not L.O.V.E that offers the connectivity, okay? We're the outlet for the device. We're not the carrier service. That you'll be activating, but you'll have a few weeks, maybe a month, I don't know exactly, a free service. Your pods come pre-activated. So you'll be able to plug them in and go. So now the second way that it will connect is that if you're in a location where there's no carriers, but you can bounce off the SOS band of the satellite system around the world, then it will hook up to the constellation of different carriers. And it's a variety of groups. The carriers do have a few of their own satellites, not a lot, but they have relationships with other satellite carriers, including GlobalSat and some others. Come March, this thing will be truly global. I mean, at sea, in the middle of Africa, everywhere. Right now, it's focused on North America, although one of the people who has them, he was on a cruise ship. It worked for about 30 miles or so offshore, leaving the United States, and then it hooked back up about 30 miles outside of London, and it's working wonderful for him in London as well. The carriers have a relationship with Vodafone over in Europe, so it can hit there too. But if you don't have anything, it will try to grab a satellite. It's going to be slower, but if you're in an emergency and you can text or you can call, that's really wonderful. Don't take these out hunting in canyons and expect to watch Netflix, okay? Later, that will happen, which leads us to number 3, and this is the most important aspect of this whole network. Every one of these devices is a broadcaster and a receiver. So it's like putting a mini tower into the area, and it talks up to the whole system in low Earth orbit. So every time another pod goes out there, we are building a stronger network. Okay, and they don't even have to be overlapping one another because you also have the sky system. So all of the people, the first 500 people who get these, you're going to find some dead zones. You're going to find a few places where it may not work. If you do, if you can take a ping on your phone of the longitude and latitude and let us know, send it to Errol, send it to me. Actually, the instructions that you receive with the pod, please read the instructions. It took a long time to write these instructions, and they actually mean something. Okay, so including if you find a location where it doesn't work and you tell us, then we can tell the system. and it can get resolved. That's really important. There's also a really strong AI system with this. So if you have the pod plugged in and it's working, and then you get to a place where you lose the signal, the AI will know that because it was working. If you just plug it in where it's not working, it doesn't know that it lost signal. So it won't help us. It won't help the system get smarter and smarter. But as more and more of these come out, then we will have our own completely private intranet. Now, it's completely private right now. Whenever you get a signal, it is completely private. And I've had some really good technicians dig into this, and they couldn't break into the network. Now, this comes with one little issue that we're going to have for about another 3 weeks. When you plug this in and you go online, you are going to find that you have landed in either Taiwan or Hong Kong. More than likely. It's all over the world. Yeah, that looks nice. So this VPN is all over the world, but these particular pods were initially created for what was going to be the Asian marketplace. So they were keyed to that. They're going to go in and they're going to have to do an over-the-air update. It's not as easy as pressing a couple buttons to reroute the VPNs that these use over to North America. So you'll bounce between Canada, Mexico, the United States. But frankly, this thing is so fast. I would never believe that I was coming out of Hong Kong, but anyone who's looking and tracking me, they think I'm in Hong Kong or I'm in Taiwan or I'm in Germany or I'm wherever. Now, when you hook up your computer to this, you can connect 5 devices. Your phone, my phone is connected right now. It's called, it looks like, it says the X.Fi network. I'm not sure you'll be able to see it because it's hard to look, but you'll see Wi-Fi. It says X.Fi network. So my phone is connected. It's acting like a satellite phone, a totally private encrypted phone. Honestly, I don't think it makes sense to spend $2,000 at this point on a phone unless you really want all the other, gadgets, bells and whistles. So you are secure. Now, if you have your own VPN, you can turn that on while you're connected and you can control where it looks like you're coming from. But then you need another VPN. We do have our own VPNs that you'll be able to download onto Android phones and later iOS phones if Apple ever gets the stick out of their butt and lets us actually host our secure browser, chat, Zoom casting type of thing. They're on Google Play. You'll be able to find those in the L.O.V.E community and links to it. Or Errol, may be sending out something that tells you where to go to find new app updates. So let me just finish there. The big eccentricity is, if you go to Google, it's going to be in Chinese, and immediately it will say, would you like to translate to English? If you don't speak Chinese, you might want to do that, and then it will work fine. If you go to YouTube, it'll play videos wonderfully, but you're going to see ads in Asian for 3 more weeks or so. And other than that, I just want to impress how grateful I am for anybody who does get these, because we need to build this network, right? This is seeds. You're building a garden that will become a forest, and then it will be really strong. And even places where you can't get a signal in a valley, you'll be able to get that signal because you won't be relying on the satellites anymore. You'll be utilizing the L.O.V.E global private internet, the network. So let me stop there because I keep going. Errol?
Excellent. No, we're getting some questions in the chat, and I'm answering them as we go. And so I'll just answer a couple of them out and out. So somebody was asking, can I, use an iPhone? Well, it works on all phones. You're connecting via the Wi-Fi, but at some point, and I'm not sure when that would be, there'll be an opportunity to use these with a number that will connect to, say your phone doesn't have a SIM card, then your phone will be able to connect through this pod and actually dial in, have them dial in or dial out. So that's another update that's going to come probably from that's a remote update.
And I think it was you, Errol, we were on, and wasn't it you that pulled out a phone that was totally unlocked, didn't have any carrier, and you were able
Yes,
to connect to the pod and then go do all the surfing you wanted?
exactly, exactly. I have a phone, it's an Android phone. I've got two phones. One has no SIM and it's not connected to any service. And I connected the pod to it and I just took it around. And it worked perfectly. It didn't drop at all. And I, I like to watch YouTube channels and catch up on what's going to be there. And it was fine. Yeah. We have Private Law Trust has a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question. First of all, I just want to comment, we're in the process of launching door-to-door teams for the private sovereign law stuff. So this is great because I can actually have this with me and put orders through on my computer as the manager in the field. So thank you for that. And then I just wanted to ask, where and when do you want us to pay for these? Because I'm excited to get one and I have money for you guys. And then I'm going to print my contract tomorrow and send it to you for the affiliate stuff.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, the doors are not open yet. We will send out an email. Probably, we're probably looking at Monday because we've had some to deal with a few things like payment processing and just some back end stuff, right? And we've been pushing it really hard. Stephen and I have been pushing really hard to get this done. We're almost there. My goodness. But we just want a little bit of time to make sure the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted and everything is just ticky-boo. So give us till Monday. We'll send out emails to everybody, say that the doors are open, and then you can go to the website, which you do have already, and you'll see a way to purchase.
Okay, and it's in American funds, right? 199 American?
It's 199 American, but
Okay.
listen, this is what we're planning to do. Some pretty interesting, because this is a bit of a fundraiser, not a bit, this is a fundraiser for AIN and for ASMN. And right now it says there's a 15% discount on here, right, on the site. We've chosen to bump that up. We're going to make it a 20% discount. Okay, so that's going to be great for you guys. And even when you get these, remember, you're going to get service for free, right? You're going to get the service. It's normally 48 American a month. You're going to get it for free for the first, I think it's going to be a month. Could be longer, don't know, until they're ready to actually turn on the other switch. We've got these. These are, our testers, but not only they're exactly what you're going to get, except for the branding, right? There's different branding on here. You're going to get something that says L.O.V.E. on it, as opposed to this. And so with the fundraiser, what we're planning to do is a percentage of that is going to go to AIN and to ASMN. And we're thinking, because our bottom line is $120, right? We just have to clear that. And so the difference between 159 and 120 is $39. So ASMN and AIN will get about a $40 on every pod that's sold. And if we can sell a ton of them, then that's great for them, because they actually need to make that happen. And we're totally open to doing it for any other group that's out there. So I'm just going to put that out there for everybody. But that's what it is right now.
Wonderful.
It'll be 159.
And everyone's super excited. We have people all over the place contacting us already. Everyone's waiting for these. So thank you. And now I'll be quiet. Thank you. Appreciate you.
We only have a very limited amount until about February, end of February, beginning of March, because we're doing a large manufacturing run with the right branding, with a little bit more robust cables. One thing I do want to tell you is don't rip these cables around. This is kind of sensitive in here. I have had one pod out of about the 85 to 90 that have been out for the last few weeks testing. One of them, the power went out on it. And there is no battery in this. I want to, everybody keeps asking, you do not charge a battery. There's no battery. It won't blow up. You can take it on a plane, all that kind of stuff. But you have to plug it in. So here it's portable, because I was going to show people here, if I unplug it, that the network disappears to prove that I'm really on the network. So um, at any rate, it will look different. It will have a slightly different cord. We only have so many, but we're just going to come out slowly here. It's the holidays. People will probably buy in January, and then you'll just have to go on a list for those who want to purchase when L.O.V.E comes out. And at that point, we'll have drop shipping. We'll have the real boxes. We'll have had the time. But the reason we put these out now, even with China involved, with the server landing spot sometimes, or Taiwan or Malaysia or wherever you bounce around to, is to seed this network. So when you go out and put these out in the end of February or March, those people are getting literally a network that's 10 times stronger than the one that you're all going to get. You're helping build the network. I want to reiterate that over and over again. And if anyone's unhappy with it, full refund, no problem. And no issues. We have gone out of our way to get really reputable, approved merchant processors who aren't going to mess with us. We're not using Stripe or PayPal or any of that. It's JP Morgan Chase. It's connected to private client accounts. It's the real deal. So we're learning from some past mistakes that we've run into, and we apologize for anyone who was affected by those.
Someone's asking about a flip phone. Will it work on a flip phone? I don't know. It needs Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
Needs
Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. It will show up in your Wi-Fi networks.
Here it is.
And you can see I'm connected to it. But now, and the reason I'm not on this computer, I am on that computer. Watch this. So I'm gonna unplug the pod. I just took the pod out, and it's going to disappear in a moment, is what'll happen. Unless this is my wife's, because we have them all over the house. My wife uses this exclusively because it's way faster than our home internet. Okay, yeah, my other one disappeared. All right, that's my wife. See, I don't even know. This should not be working this far away. My wife is more than 300 feet away, 2 stories up, and I'm still connected by my phone.
As far as EMF goes, it does not radiate. Someone's asking, Tabby, it doesn't radiate at all. That EMF stuff into your house, into your body, so you're completely safe.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Susan.
Yeah. You said, I understood it's being manufactured in Canada. Is that correct?
Correct.
So are they being shipped from Canada?
They're going to be shipped from Canada. We've had some shipping FUPAs. Right now, they're going to be available in Canada on Monday.
Okay.
So they'll be shipped from
The reason
Canada.
I'm asking is because if they come over the border and they see the value of them, you will be taxed hugely. Because I just got taxed on something like 25% on the product that I bought from the States.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
It's going to be shipped from Canada, so everybody who's here in Canada will get it. Someone was just asking, yes, the price is $159, and that is US. All prices are in US dollars, just to let everybody know that.
$159 with the discount?
The discount brings it to $159. It regular $199 with 20% off. It brings it to $159.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, that's particularly for this group. So I'll be shipping any orders that come in that are for the United States. Arrow will send me those orders, and I will ship those. And then we have another site for the US, and it's open to people from Canada too. And then I will send those orders to Errol, and he will ship the ones from Canada. So we are the 2 distribution points for the 2 sides of the border to solve that issue. Plus, my hand hurts from filling out customs forms.
Okay, so more questions. Anybody else with their hand up? Nobody. Okay, nobody. Okay.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
The jack on, is it a C? The jack,
Yes, USB-C to USB regular.
Yes.
okay.
Oh, one more thing. So when you first connect with your phone, it may say no internet connection. Ignore it because you're on the intranet. Okay, go watch a video, get your email, whatever. It doesn't. This is different. This is just our own network. So I don't even know how to explain this, and I don't want to get techie. You know, so you may get that message, and you can just ignore it.
Can I ask
Okay,
a
so-
question, Carol?
Go ahead, Becky.
Like my son said he's interested in like selling these. So
Yeah.
would he just maybe direct people to the website?
Well, have him contact me and we can talk about that.
Okay,
Okay?
Carol, yeah,
Yeah.
you got
We are at some point going to initiate an affiliate program, but we're not quite there yet. So,
okay.
okay,
You got
Dr. Rahman,
Oh,
how are you?
I'm well, thank you, Aaron. I wanted to ask, I mean, if one has be connected to, say, Roger with a bundle that incorporates home telephone. Now, will this device replace that home telephone and can we maintain the same number?
Will it replace your home? Say that again.
Landline. So could we make phone calls using the pod?
You can, but not right now. And it won't replace your landline like, just imagine this, you're gonna be in your house with your pod and your phone, but if you take the pod out with your phone, then who's home at home can't utilize it, right?
Also, landlines connect to an internet or a Wi-Fi signal, generally speaking. They're hardwired in. So no, you would not be replacing your landline with this device. And remember, you can only connect 5 devices at once. It's almost like a Netflix account. Only so many users allowed for this little device. And it's, at some point, we call this the L.O.V.E baby pod because there will be versions for your home that can connect 20 or 30 devices. And there will even be these super pods that come out in cities, 30-mile radius. And what's great about all of that is that their frequency or their signal also meshes with the baby pod. So everybody gets a huge boost when that happens. Which, let's figure 6 months. It's technology. That part's not up to us. We're the salespeople for the most part, not the technicians.
Right. So Madeline, you're not really the testers. These have been tested rigorously already. It's just that we do have these prototypes left over, and we thought we would get them out to tribes because the more out there, the better this whole system works. That's just the way mesh network operates. So this is actually kind of a special thing. You're going to have a collector's item in your hand as the first run that's going out. And they're exactly the same when you're going to get the regular one. I can't say regular. I'm going to say the branded version. Exactly the same technologies inside that one as in this one right now. The only thing difference is the branding on the outside. That's it.
And a slightly upgraded cord.
And a slightly upgraded cord.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah. So, okay, we had Susan, go ahead.
I think Danny was before me. If you want to go ahead, Danny, and then I'll ask.
Okay, go ahead, Danny. Danny, unmute yourself.
Sorry, my phone is lagging. Hello, hello. Thank you very much. I'm a little confused, so bear with me. So you plug this pod in to either a battery or a laptop or in your car. So is
Correct.
so it's going to work just the same as if I'm on my TELUS provider or Stephen down the States, my AT&T provider. It's going to work exactly the same, just for internet though, not for calling.
At this point,
Although I have to tell you, I have been on my regular phone on calls with people that were also on the pod. And I don't understand. I didn't think that that was supposed to work. I didn't think that Errol's unlocked, phone, unactivated phone would just work. Luckily, the surprises that we're having are all good ones with this particular device. So
Yeah.
Okay, so are
I
you saying that I don't even need to be hooked up to a carrier for this to work?
I don't know. I think it's going to be by carrier. I don't really understand how that works. I was shocked that when I went on the pod and the other person did that, our regular phone call, not a WhatsApp call or a messenger or a Skype or any of those other things, that it still just worked. And our data, cellular data was turned off on our phones and we were still able to talk to each other. I think porting your number over is dependent on your carrier and whether you still owe them a bill and you have a contract and all those different things that are between you and the carrier. But as Errol was saying, we do have some apps that we're developing that actually will let you port your number if that's what you want to do. I think they have a charge for that. Or, you can just go get a Google Voice number for free. And put that Google Voice app on your phone. And that right there, now you have a phone number.
Right.
That's
Okay, and so this payment, like how are we going to make these payments if you're not doing PayPal or Swipe, or how are we making payments?
it is through our payment processor. So on the site, you'll go through like you would purchase anything online.
Okay.
You'd put it in the cart and then you'd go to pay, check out, and it would go through just like that. Your credit card would go in and away you go.
Okay, and when does the monthly subscription begin?
Well, we're not sure. We're just going with what we've been told so far. And right now, you're going to probably have a month worth of free service if you get in on it. So it could be, like I said, it could be longer. It depends on getting some other things done. But these are already turned on. They're already ready to go because we have been using them. They've been tested rigorously. Colorado Mountain to England and back, right? So it's amazing.
Okay, and sorry, I don't mean to monopolize, but and so I have a large group. Like this is gonna work. Like if they're talking about the internet blackout, is this gonna work even if that happens? Is that the purpose of this? Is to be outside of that grid, right? Okay.
Yes, it's
So I have a large community I'm connected with. So how would can I just forward them your information? Like we're already doing like we have a radio club where we're doing long range radios, and we're doing a network with all of that, with ham radios and walkie talkies to be able to have communication in case the grid goes down. So this sounds like it'd be an incredible add-on for our community.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So just send them to the site, or
Just send them to the site.
Okay.
Or you can want to connect with me personally after, then we can talk about, some other ideas in bringing in a group. You may want to do fundraising with it and things like that. So yeah, we can talk.
Canada as well. I'm in Maple Ridge, so
Perfect. Good.
okay. I think that's it for. I'll probably have a million more questions, but I'll pass. Thank you. This is exciting.
Carol, let me answer one of the questions for Jacqueline in there. Right now, it's only card. If we set up the bank direct payment, then we have to go through a whole nother compliance, and it's going to take a while. Right now, it's just credit cards. So we're hoping we'll be able to add ACH or something like that. Unfortunately, in Canada, you don't have Zelle, and at any rate, right now it's just credit cards. We are working on adding things. That's going to give us a month to add an additional payment methods, please.
Yeah, and I don't think I can't say for sure, but crypto may not be something that we're into right now. No.
Oh, no, because it can change overnight the value.
That's right. Yeah. Fluctuates. Okay. Any other okay. Who's next? Susan?
Me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I had similar questions as Danny, but I was wondering about you have your service provider. Can you bypass the service provider, and it's such that you could make a call on your phone like anywhere in the world without charges? Is that a possibility?
That is a possibility. I know that that's what we're working towards. And like I said, it was said to me that these pods at some point will be turned on and you'll have a number that this pod will have. And then you can use that number to dial out, and people can dial in to you and call you. So it's completely, then it's a sat phone for sure.
Okay,
And
perfect.
you can do that right now if you just call somebody on WhatsApp. It's free anywhere in the world. As soon as you connect your phone, go into your WhatsApp.
And this does nullify WhatsApp's the security on this will nullify any data sucking app on your phone, right?
Great.
Yes. And look, you can see I'm on AXFI right now. I'm on the network. If I go over here to WhatsApp and I call Errol, his phone's going to, he probably turned his phone off, but if he turns his phone on, it's going to be ringing. It says ringing to Errol right now. I don't know.
It's ringing.
It's ringing.
Wow.
Okay.
And the other question I have is regarding cash again. Can it be paid by e-transfer? We pay by e-transfer. There's an account that it could go into.
Not at this point.
Okay, or Stripe. Stripe is another good one.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, they can hold your funds and do some funky shit to you that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit, I thought they were.
Yeah, no, we have a good payment processor that's going to handle all credit cards at this point. We'll deal with other things later as it comes up, but right now this is what we have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
go ahead.
Huge fees, but it's reliable. With Stripe or PayPal, if all of a sudden you get $5,000 in orders, which we'll probably do in the first few days, they will then freeze your account, do a review, keep your money. We already had that happen with a previous product, and then it's a nightmare for months. So this has been set up with bankers we have a relationship with the guarantee that will not happen.
Go ahead, Private Law Trust.
Okay, so I have one question and then one comment. So my question is just basically wrapping my head around what you guys are saying. Stephen was talking about how in 6 months or a year or whenever it's ready, having signal boosters for like 30 miles for a city. So this is basically decentralized internet that so you guys basically as you go will become competition for the big carriers that are out there pretty much by having your completely independent network basically, right? Awesome. And then I just wanted to mention for the Sovereign Society bank accounts that I help people set up, we can do it in Canada for sure. The States it works too, but in Canada for sure. And if you guys were to set that up, you can have it up in about a week and you can accept e-transfers then. It's just literally 3 letters. You fill it out. That opens up the bank account. And we've been using it for over a decade. They don't hold funds. We have multiple thousands of dollars come into it all the time. So we should maybe, if you guys want to talk about that, I can walk you through that process and that. And that's it. I'm out, but on the thing that you said, but that's very exciting. I'm meeting with people around the world that are working on decentralized internet and stuff. So just thank you very much. And now I'll go back to being quiet.
Before you go back to being quiet, could you explain a little bit more, or put some information in the chat as to how we would do that through the bank, the e-transfer thing?
Yeah, so I'll just very quickly comment. Basically, by having an unregistered, unincorporated society or association under natural law, they have a special type of bank account that operates like a business account, but it's defined as outside the country for tax purposes. But all you need is the association or society founding documents, and that will literally open the account for you. And all the major banks have it as an option.
Well, how do we get that? Because I'm with a credit union. I'm not with a major bank.
Some credit unions will, some won't. It depends on which one you're with. But I'll shoot
Ours
my
is good.
info and I'll shoot my info in chat for you, and feel free to reach out.
Please, yeah, I'd appreciate it because my credit union's very good. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, Madeline, yes, how long will it take to get one? If the doors open on Monday, you can probably get one within a week. Because we'll ship as soon as things are there, and they're processed. So that's, go ahead.
I've been shipping them out, and it says 4 business days, and people are getting them in 8, 9, 10 days because of the holiday season. We didn't pick the best time.
Yes.
Office. You know, I mean, sometimes their trucks are so full they just have items wait till the next day to go out. So just for right now, if it takes longer, then it takes longer because the mail service is being slow, as Errol and I experienced when I shipped him a box over 10 days ago, and it sat in the international office for a week while we watched the tracking.
It was disgusting. It was terrible.
It was horrible.
Susan,
Michael
sorry. Oh yeah, Michael, go ahead, Michael. Unmute. You're muted. No sound. No sound. He went swimming.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take the opportunity. Yeah, I'll take the opportunity to scan this.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There you are.
I forgot to plug my microphone in. Yeah, just a few practical questions, but before I forget, you're talking about banking. How about Visa debit? Would that work on your system?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a Visa debit system, that could work for anybody who doesn't like credit cards. Anyway, just trying to understand the practical side of how this could integrate into my practical life here. And I'm hearing that, okay, in my home, this would provide internet for up to 5 devices. So right now, all we really do is use internet, and we can watch whatever we want on internet. I canceled my TV and all that good stuff. But I have, other people who would still need that connection. So if I'm going to be out and about, I guess I would need a second device. Is that right? And that would provide me connectivity in my car, or let's say I'm in a boat out in the middle of nowhere.
Correct.
So with that said, I'm interested. Now, how about receiving calls? Can my regular numbers be call forwarded somehow? And I guess that brings back, well, how do we actually communicate? How are my kids gonna phone me? And I kind of got the impression that eventually we might have a unique number, but I guess I'd rather just port my numbers. So I'm just looking at, okay, how does this work? Can I eliminate my present carrier, and can I eliminate my present internet service? If I can, then I'm saving money.
I would suggest, number one, that you wait before you take any of those kind of actions. You obviously use it. Like I said, the more pods that go out, the stronger the signal is going to become. I don't know where you are. There are some places right now where, for whatever reason, we're not getting a signal, and we need people to let us know where those locations are so that can be adjusted. I think it depends on your carrier and whether they own your phone number or you own your phone number. Because like I said, I've been able to actually make calls on my regular phone with this. But for the most part, what I've done is I got a Google number. So I have a voice over IP and I have WhatsApp. And unfortunately, I have Telegram because certain people want me to use that. And that's how they call me, or Signal, because that's very encrypted. And all of that works. I don't know if your normal phone number will work. And you have a lot of other options. In fact, what I'm actually doing is looking at going off and just saying, listen, you need to call me on this Google Voice number. And then all the people who have my number that I really don't care to have calling me anymore, including the salespeople, the spammers, then you know what? They're cut off.
Right.
I have different numbers for different purposes. A magic jack number, as an example, that can be forwarded to whatever number I decide to forward it to. Same like Twilio. I have a couple of Twilio numbers for business.
Those will work. Menage will work.
Yeah.
Those over IP. Any voice over IP is going to work.
Good. And I'm pretty sure my regular cell number is mine because I've used different carriers for sure. So I think that gives me the perspective I was looking for. I'm just, what we're saying is, well, we'll be more confident in 2 or 3 months to integrate this into our regular life and be confident. Is that right? Because it sounds to me like it could, in fact, replace my home internet and also give me
that is,
ability.
I think that is the end game plan, but we're
Mhm.
taking baby steps to there. And as more pods get out, the stronger the entire network becomes. And things like
Mhm.
that can then happen where, yeah, then we'll get into porting your old number into it and then be using it that way.
Sure. And if I was 300 miles from nowhere in a boat, all it needs to be is plugged into what would be now
Power source.
a boat would be DC, 12-volt DC, or you'd have an inverter to convert it to,
You need a
one.
port pack. It only plugs into a USB port.
Yeah. So as long as your computer is powered up, you're good.
That's right.
And you could plug one of those cubes into what would typically be a regular 110-volt outlet. Anyway,
Or get yourself a power stick. Some of them are very inexpensive and last a long time.
Yep.
And do it that way.
Yep. Okay. And if my kids wanted to phone me, well, they'd have to have a number to phone me on from their regular cell phone service, right? In other words, I can connect, anyone could connect to me as long as either I got call forwarding or I have a unique number that they know will get to me, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And Errol, Joanne asked a question that reminds me of one of the things that's so eccentric about this. She wants to test the speed. The speed test won't work on your phone or your computer. It's totally off that
Yeah.
line. So I've had multiple people call and go, I ran a speed test, Stephen. It's like 0.1 megabits per second. And I said, you're on the pod, right? Yes. Okay, go open a HK video in YouTube or something, and it comes right up and plays. It'd be impossible. This is our intranet.
Yeah, there's a big difference there. Yes, and the network is also private within the network. This is a very, very private network. It's our own little hub, right?
Mm-hmm. Can I ask one more question?
Go ahead.
I did note that in some of the communications the service was going to be $35 a month for Canada and the US versus 48. Explain that one.
Sure.
What has happened is we've looked at the, you know, right now we're only doing Canada, United States as we roll out. And we want it to actually be global. And I guess it was maybe Chief Inja and some of the other staff decided that it would be best if we had one price for global connectivity. And so that's how it came to be, instead of breaking it up into United States or Canada, United States, and then you have Europe. We've just done an entire global network, and it's one price for that. That's what happened.
So it's 48.
And we got, yes, and we got it cheaper because previously it was $35 for 10 gigabytes and $58 for 20 gigabytes. Because they were looking at how much people would be hitting the SAP portion of it. And we got them to agree down to $48 for the 20 gig premium data. And it will still continue to work after you use all your premium data. It will just go slower for a while until the network builds up. And then basically it'll just be fast all the time.
Okay. Now with that service charge, the monthly charge, I'm just reflecting on another product I looked at. It was Solio, which allows you to communicate by, text, typically to satellites and whatever. The simple point is they would allow you to buy the device and set up an account. But if you weren't using it, the rate was like, I don't know, $10 a month versus the regular rate be 45 if you were using it. So it's kind of like parking your account, but keeping it active, right? So that's a question, I guess. Obviously what we're talking about offers a lot more scope than just being able to, text and do, SOS locations if you're hiking and that kind of thing. But anyway, it comes back to being connected with friends and family and whoever, and not being subject to whatever's going on in the world of cell phones and regular internet. So I guess the question was, can you park your account so you're not spending too much money a month if you're not able to use it for all of those other purposes to eliminate your regular providers?
No, that's a very good question. You will agree to a 1-year contract. Now, if you don't pay some month, it'll just go off. No one's going to be coming after you. But they originally wanted us to pay for the entire year in advance to block out the satellite. And we said, no, we can't go charging people 12 months worth of service and the device. This is all the compromise that's been brought to create one global price. And frankly, look, no one's going to do anything to you. Your pod will turn off once you need to activate it if you choose not to pay that month. What you need to understand is that the business of the provider, which is not us, is very, very expensive. Let's say we have 1,000 people who have signed up for activation. That means that the carrier can take those contracts to the bank and go get, $48,000 per month times the year, even 10 months, right, for each 1,000, which allows them to finance their business and for us to be given the satellite blocks up front without having to pay for them. So that's how that came to be.
Just thinking out loud again, put it this way, if I had this covering my internet at home, I'd be saving $78 a month because I'm getting rid of my internet provider. Now, can I have two devices that are actually on the same service account? If I've,
I don't know. I don't think so, because every one of them is activated by their IMEI numbers.
Mm.
They have a unique serial number. And that's how they're utilized. Now, I don't know anything about the activation and the back end of the service providers. Maybe you'll be able to say something like, "I have multiple devices." We've already suggested that to them, and their technical people are looking at what's good. They're a good business. They want to do the best business they can. They'll provide you services that you want and need as they can.
Mm-hmm. So let's assume I could get rid of my cell provider and my internet provider, and I'd have two different service, accounts, and I'd have two different devices. Well, that would still work. I'd still be actually saving money. Of course, I'd have to be confident that it's all going to work. Anyway, just thinking out loud.
Don't do anything until you've tested it, and it sounds like you're in a pretty remote area, and you go to remote areas. We really need like 6 months to be fully, totally global. The other portions of the system are going to be turned on in March, and that will boost things significantly, and you'll be able to travel with it outside the country. And more and more and more devices are going out to other countries too. There's distributorships for Europe, the Middle East. There's a big, huge thing happening in Africa with AFRICOM, where there will probably be hundreds of thousands of these pods in Africa before this time next year. And they all support our devices too, because they're all part of the same global network. But right now, you guys are early adopters. You're the seeds for this garden, and give it some time, and then it will grow into a mighty forest.
Yeah, very exciting, certainly. So well done.
Thank you. There's some questions in the chat. So does it depend on gigabyte use? The flat rate? It's just a flat rate. Yes, you get 48, it's 48 US for 20 gigs. Now, I would say that, if you're going to sit there, and my son, he's a gamer, he just like games all day long. I don't think this is the thing for them, right? If that's the kind of thing you want to do with it, I'd say, hold off, because that's not the right thing. If you're going to be just gaming, and that takes a lot of bandwidth, and it's just going to eat it up. Any other questions at this point? Because I want to keep this to the hour.
What happens if you go over the 20 gigabytes? So everybody, the 20 gigabytes is premium data. After the 20 gigabytes, it's just going to slow down. The minimum it will be is 512 kilobytes per second, which is still enough to do your email, to make phone calls. You just won't be able to game or watch movies. But it never runs out, right? It's just that it's 20 gigabytes of premium data, unlimited calls, unlimited texts. It doesn't crap out.
Oh, another question is, now I'm in Canada, so is that just for calls in Canada? And what about texting and things like that? I mean, I have an international texting plan, for example, on my phone. So would this enable texting and anywhere international?
Yeah. We just had somebody in London, England, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. And can I phone to London, England?
I don't see why not.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm excited. When do we get this?
Doors are opening. I believe they're going to open Monday, but watch for the email. That's the most important thing. So I'll be sending out email, and I won't just send one. I'll send a number so that I know that some of these things you'll miss them, because everybody gets a ton of email in their box. And so I will do it so that everybody will have a chance to participate and help tribes as well, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of purpose to this. getting the pods out there, seeding the network, raising some funds for some good work that the AIN is doing and ASMN is doing. And it's a win-win for everybody.
So is there a, if I wanted to be like a sales rep and promote this?
We can definitely talk that for sure,
Let's-
because we want as many people.
Let's talk, because I can bring lots of people.
Okay, okay, we'll
Okay.
do that.
We do have to
So-
get past the fundraising stage so that there is enough available for people who are sharing as an affiliate and not undercutting other distribution channels. So those things just have to be kept in mind. So just give us a little time, because obviously, you know, fundraising for ASMN and AIN is very important. This whole entire system was built by First Nation people, particularly solve the issue of a lack of connectivity on the reservation. That's where this came from. That's where, you know, the idea germinated in someone who was capable of building that. And we're staying true to that purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just one question to summarize really quick. You guys are mentioning about the 20 gigs, but you guys also mentioned that once the network is really strong, it'll be fast all the time, right? It's just in that initial phase of the network growing.
Yeah, it's pretty fast now, but it'll get even faster as things come on. Yeah, yeah. It's really astounding, really it is.
It's
Well,
really
with that,
a love pod.
it's a love pod, and we got to spread the love. That's what we got to do.
Spreading the love.
All right, everyone, I'm going to call it. It's at the hour now, and I really appreciate your time and your questions, so that everybody could have this. We're going to keep this video. I think I'm going to post it on the site, and everyone that's attended here is going to get a copy that they could share with whomever. And Marcel, I think you took a copy yourself there, no problem.
Yeah.
And then wait for the email.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Bless you.
That said, thank you so much, Stephen.
Thank you.
And everybody for coming. And we'll see you real soon.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate all you did.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.
I know.